Okay, I'd like to call the meeting in order. Let me just do the attendance sheet being passed around and who's here. Turn it over to Mr. McClure.
Thank you. Chris McClure, McClure Engineering. I'm here to provide an update on the progress of the animal control shelter. So basically, when I was here last, probably a couple months ago maybe, we had roughed out a sketch for you folks, and then now we're refining that sketch. So we're here to really nail down the overall footprint of this, because that's where the the next phase of this goes. Actually, the site layout design, we really can't do anything until that footprint is locked down. So if you take a look at your plans, you can see, we extended the width of the kennel. We included the enclosures. There's 10 kennels here now. We have the access for the garage from both the front and the back. We have the access for the quarantine and interior and exterior. There's also two doors, an outside door and an inside door. So we have the entry room, the office. Now we have chosen spots for windows, and you can see the rendering on the other page. Basically, we're talking about the roof lines and stuff that we discussed to try to keep
Good job.
keep the construction as economically, cost effective as possible. Windows can come in or out. Architects will throw more windows in. I don't know if you need one in your laundry room, the bathing room. Maybe that one's good. But we have an office in the entryway room, of course. But whatever suits your fancy at that level. So we want to ensure that the garage width at 18 feet is adequate. We have those 10-foot doors. I know there was some discussion about wanting to have some storage. We've shown some typical storage racks in there. We can put them on this other side as well. And then you do have the supply closet as well. Well, the mechanicals will be in there too, but hot water heater probably won't even be that large. And so we just want to ensure that the storage needs are going to be met. The condensers, to us, it really doesn't. Maybe we could get some input from someone on the committee. What's the best spot for these? We kind of keep them near the mechanical rooms, but are they okay to be right next to where the quarantine area is? So we want to talk about heating and cooling options. What you want to do as far as we'll talk about radiant floor in here, and are we going to be using gas? It's going to be electric. How do we want to go with that? Look at your windows. And then ideally, again, tonight, if we can get the footprint locked down, my survey is finishing up this week, then we can start laying out the site plan, and that comes with parking areas. How many parking areas? Obviously, we know we need access up back. Is this a gravel access? Is it a paved access? We're going to bring the driveway in. We're talking about having the gate right through here, have the driveway in. We have this probably all paved, and then parking for, we say visitors, but really how many parking spots do you need? Is it just, I need an ADA spot, and then one or two others.
Yeah, if you get a handicapped dog, you need that.
Yeah. And would the animal control officer park here, always in the garage, or so would it be one dedicated for the animal control officer and then for visitors? So then I would it's either it's one ADA no matter what, and then it's either 2 more or 3 more after that. We decide stuff. And do we want to just keep them as close to the building as possible, either here or even right here? Ideally, how do you want that to? Yes.
Front's here. I'd say parking's there.
Park guy anyway.
Yeah, we were just thinking of putting parking out, extending it here, and then have the driveway down here, and then we could have.
What are we talking, six parking spots maybe?
At the most.
Right. I mean, the people you're gonna have in and out of there, maybe if the chief goes down, town manager or other people, you might have a visitor come see their animal that you took away from them or something, I don't know.
All
access area here for the, you know, the access on the front, back side of these kennels.
chair.
So it kind of limits this drive-through in, but it's still 10 feet wide, so, you know,
The vehicle's aiming this way, is that the front?
this would be towards the, towards Gulfport Road.
Okay,
Yes, down here. Yeah.
nice. I like it. Any discussion on this by any other members of the committee?
I got a question, how thick are the walls? He's got the toilet and the sink and the laundry on an exterior wall,
Yeah.
so you don't wanna really put water lines in an exterior wall.
He's gonna have to probably, just to meet the energy code here, it's probably gonna be 2x6s, I would expect, for the framing of the walls.
Is there any other way you could put the toilet or any of the fixtures on an outside wall?
Yeah, we could orientate them.
And the sinks back to back for a wet wall and
Yeah,
then the toilet
maybe
kind of facing the
something, yeah, we're
opposite.
trying to get this extra closet in.
Or just make them opposing, I guess, the toilet and the sink. Sink's gonna be on a common wet wall. And
Yeah.
then
Part of the problem is it's handicapped access, isn't it?
Doesn't matter, you could still twist it.
This will accommodate, yes, this will accommodate, handicap accessibility, so yeah, the swings of the doors, those are all
So,
things. to
right,
consider.
so if you move the toilet location, it would affect the handicapped access, or?
No, it
It's just
wouldn't.
gotta be clear of the
Still-
door.
Yeah.
Outside the door.
Yeah. I can have Jay take a look at that.
Yeah, the thing is,
Take it
the
tonight.
plumbing's always on the inside of the wall.
Yeah, inside wall,
Interior
I
wall.
won't plumb it, any decent plumber would not do that.
Okay, so that's good enough. So, yeah, we can, again, I could even put toilet and sink, I think, right here, maybe, I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just as long as the plumbing's got a plumb wall.
No exterior wall plumbing.
Yeah, well, water lines, drain lines can go anywhere, but it's not water lines.
Ah.
Ten-foot door for the garage,
Yes.
how high?
I think it's probably gonna be 10 feet as well, I think we said 10 by 10, but.
How
You
much
get a pickup?
stuff do you have for storage? Like how much space do
Well,
you
when we
have for
get a
storage?
facility, I'm gonna have a lot more things.
I'm just thinking I only see that one kind of closet out in open space and then a couple shelves / racks in the garage space, so.
I also see like the mechanic room
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, there's only, I mean, technically, I don't think you're supposed to store things in a mechanical room, but after it's been inspected.
The, attic space, is there attic above the office area and stuff?
There is, yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of access space there at the top, so we're showing access to it. We have to for the code.
What about above the kennel?
Above the kennel, so that's, so we,
Is that a truss?
it is, but in order to keep, so depending upon how you're gonna heat that,
Right.
it's gonna be a difficult spot. We wanna keep that heat as close, and it almost makes sense, you know, to radiant heat that area, right? Because,
Oxford does.
yeah, and then you're just keeping that, and then don't worry about, keep the roof, you know, insulate the heck out of
Yeah.
the roof, and then you don't have to worry about blowing heat in there at all. It's all just coming up from the floor. And then
Yeah.
when it comes to cooling, you know, you really, I mean, I don't know how much cooling that they put in these. You're on cement floors, right? So I don't know, you know, again, you can't cool
Just have fans going.
fans, that's, you know.
Yes, sir.
So that way we can keep the actual, you know, forced hot air heat on, just on the
Right, the office
side,
sides.
and then maybe some sort of a blower in the garage, you know, short term.
Put radiant heat in the garage too.
Yeah.
Already heating garage too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well.
What would you suggest on the heat, on the office, splits?
No, an air handler, furnace.
Oh,
If you're gonna do radiant heat, put a boiler in and use,
A coil.
oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool that, right? Office space is gonna be cold.
Yep. Condensers are in a good location there. Don't see any issues with that.
If the whole thing's slab on grade, why not just do radiant all the way across?
Could do that too.
You could, but then there'll be no AC.
Yeah, you'd have to do.
Separate
That's why I was
unit, you
like,
would have
maybe
to
for the
be,
splits.
right,
And cost-wise, the splits would be cheaper than going with radiant heating on the floor, because we'd have to add the air conditioning, correct? So with the splits, we would have both.
But the building split, they don't need AC on the left
Right.
side, but they need
right, you
it.
just need AC on one side. I
So you
guess it
just
would
be
come down to,
upsizing your boiler basically.
Cost effective
Yeah.
heating to it,
Yeah.
but
Alright,
right,
It's on its own.
expensive.
That number right there?
Then you probably only need one condenser unit for the 3 head units or whatever you need.
yeah,
to hold that
yeah,
whole
you would
space
only
up.
need one, right,
Okay, yeah, actually, people on a building could be handled.
I know, this is nice.
How big is the actual, office area? I can't, 1,300 square feet.
1,300.
Yeah, 13,
I can't read it, I never read my
Seven.
glasses, I apologize.
yeah.
But I'm getting
That's
that
all
surgery.
the office,
I
the
get my
office.
consultation.
Administrative
Oh,
wing is
yeah.
1,200 square feet.
1,200 or 1,300?
1,200, it says right here, administrative.
Yeah, so it'd be
Yeah,
like,
1,200,
probably like
yeah,
a
okay.
3-ton unit.
3 tons, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, sure, there's a little legend down the right hand side, so. No one else would.
Town manager caught that. That's why he gets the
I'm
big-
glad I'm
that's
good
why he
for
gets the
something.
big bucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else to be added, subtracted?
So did you think that was sufficient storage space? I guess that was the only thing we never kind of shook out.
So it's gonna be food storage,
Does that have to be kind of by itself, I would imagine, in some sort of,
so
I'd imagine you can't put it in the laundry room or something along those lines.
the issue with food storage is the rodents,
Yeah,
so,
Does the waiting room have to be that big?
no, it does not.
yeah, you could almost add more closet
I
space.
was gonna say, even if you took the supply and mechanical and
Make
Pushed it
mechanical
out.
smaller and then make like another room for supplies or,
Yeah, almost add closet space between the 2 rooms essentially.
yeah.
Couldn't you put,
Mechanical in the waiting room?
Yeah, like push that
Could-
this way.
couldn't you put the, a supply closet in the waiting room area and eliminate the window? And add a
Yeah, that's what
supply,
we were kind of saying, is you could almost
That's what-
shrink
yeah, that's
this
what I'm saying.
mechanical room, shrink it to make this room bigger, and then add closet space
because the
in that
waiting
room.
room is huge.
And so,
Yeah.
and that's a
Yeah.
I'm not
fairly large
having
mechanical room.
visitors.
No, I mean, you're gonna have visitors, oh yeah. Watch what happens once you become the centralized dog
You
area.
don't wanna be up there looking at it.
I mean, you have to have somewhere where they don't walk into your
Yeah.
office, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely,
I
shrink
think
that
that's a
up.
minor
We could build-
adjustment.
Yeah, when you build shelves out, you build shelves out into it and then cut that room down after the fact.
Yeah, I think there's enough
I really don't know what we
flexibility in
need in there for mechanical, but mechanical and supplies, so maybe the things that you need locked up, maybe stuff you could leave in,
Yeah.
cabinets or,
Keep probably like food items out in the garage. And
Gotta
then,
remember too, they've got a huge DPW with a lot of
Right,
storage space there
right.
too, so if there's equipment that has to be stored.
Any stuff that you,
It's right across the,
yeah,
you're not
Okay.
driving to another location.
Right.
the supply mechanics room is gonna be an electrical panel and a hot water heater most likely. And the heating units and stuff are gonna be outside in the condenser, so there's really not a mechanical room per se that's gonna have a boiler and that kind of stuff.
No, there'll be a boiler for the,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
boiler
one
for the
more
radiant heat.
Yeah.
radiant heat.
Oh,
There'll be a
that's
wall
right.
hung, there'll be a small wall hung boiler.
Yeah.
So you need a
So,
certain clearance, but it won't
I
be
don't,
much.
I don't think it,
Right,
I can't see why we can't use part of that mechanical room as storage room.
but the thing is, if we take part of the waiting room, and even if you pulled it all the way up to the window, and made a separate room and sized down the mechanical room a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I think.
See what I'm saying? I'm saying, this mechanical room smaller and just extend this further out here
Exactly.
and leave the window in, you know?
Oh, okay.
And then this way
and
here,
then this
you have the
becomes another supply closet.
right,
We just keep the mechanical room
just a mechanical room.
Right,
Okay,
And then this would be the supply room.
okay.
The only thing I would suggest is maybe a door for this hallway that, so that public can't just walk down, so you kind of keep them.
Just pull this door up.
so
You just pull this
You know
door
what
up
I
to
mean?
here, basically.
Would you want?
So my
You wanna move
understanding is
this over here?
DPW still having
I have
that.
access.
No,
security
no,
fence.
right
Oh,
here.
that's
When
right
you
here.
come in the building, right here.
Oh, yeah, the door
The
right
door,
here.
you should have a door here, so
Right.
no one in the public can just walk through.
Right,
Right, but-
public
So-
access.
But they wanted access to the
Access to the
that's why-
bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
so
why the door's
we
here.
put one here.
Oh, the door's here, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
that should
all
be
right,
fine.
now, okay, yeah, then that's
Yeah.
fine.
And so from the office, we have a window looking into this, cause we're assuming this door will always be, just like your
Closed, yeah.
station, you gotta buzz people in and buzz them out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
you
you're
have
gonna
the
see
counter
them
there.
here, if we need a bigger window here, I don't know how, like, is this window okay to be open to the public? Do you guys have like, do you use like, bulletproof glass or what? Like,
For the animal kennel? No.
no, so, but does, so then the officer's sitting in here, right? And then you just buzz people in here and then you're locked here, or do we have to worry about any of that? Cause it's gonna be like like a counter, right? You're not gonna, you don't want people coming in the office, it's gonna be like a counter, you pull back the door,
Yeah.
the window when you're,
Go have to talk to them, yeah.
You have a pull down thing to close it at the end of the day, you know, or when you're not in the
But the thing
office.
is, that when the public comes in, you have to serve it.
Right.
There's also the security fence that's gonna be closed, so people are gonna have to, like, who's ever gonna be in here is gonna be notified if somebody's coming, so it's gonna be like by like appointment only.
where the gate is now, that's gonna be a security
That's
fence?
what the DPW director was saying, so it's still closed off for
Okay.
dogs running into like the DPW area,
Oh,
so that's.
but not
that's-
fencing this whole thing?
No, I think that was at the end, at night when nobody's there.
So,
But not fencing the whole
Yeah, you're not fencing the
Right.
whole compound.
right.
Cause that night when they close the DPW down, it should be secured
It's
enough.
gated anyway.
Oh,
Right.
because there's a gate at the street.
Right,
It's an automatic
it's
gate.
gated there, so I don't see why we should be spending money to do additional fencing to secure when it's gonna be secured at the street level.
About having it fenced off so people from Charlton Street can't get in to make it a secure facility.
That's a lot of fencing, that's a lot of.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to remember what the conversation was when we were walking the site.
There's already a gate there, isn't there?
Sorry.
There is a
Yeah, yeah, and then this was gonna be all fenced anyway, right, cause you got,
And he was, I think he was talking about having it all attached.
Is he, maybe he was talking about the existing fence that's already there?
That's what,
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
when we
'Cause
were
it's
walking.
already
He said he was gonna move the existing fence to put the
Oh.
building into the more quarantined area,
Right.
secure area.
And that way people from Charlton
Some
Street just
serious
can't walk
fence.
right up to the kennel.
If they put that in the DPW budget, we'll have no problem
Right.
with that.
That's not coming out of
My
it.
guess is that the kennel area is gonna be
That much
fenced.
fence is probably
Yes.
about
The
800.
kennel area is gonna be
That's what I thought.
fenced.
That's
The
what it was. That's what it was,
Oh.
fence.
people area is not gonna be fenced other than what's there now.
Yep,
And I'm assuming that there is going to be cameras.
yes.
So those cameras, in all probability, will be monitored at the police station also, in the event that they need be.
Yes.
I don't see what we shouldn't be spending extra money on fencing.
How much was the fencing at the airport?
$1 million.
So once I get the
Paid
survey,
by the deal.
All right, then.
No fence.
Let's file that under a nice to have, not have to have.
once I get the survey back, then I'll be able to, talk to, Rich about it and
That we can figure
start
out.
giving, you know.
You can also just make a window, like this door, be one of those doors that have a window in it.
Why?
Just the door with a window instead of a window? Yeah, well, like I said, the architect loves
So
to
I
put
mean,
windows
if
in.
you're moving, if you're making this smaller, making another room, you can keep that window, and then just, this door can be one of those doors that have the window in it with the wire through the glass.
Yeah,
So that way you can still see like who's coming and who's going.
you're gonna have a window in that office as well.
Yeah, you got the one, yeah.
And then one on the exterior, or actually two, or three.
So the window in the office that people are gonna come present themselves to is gonna be a closed window. I'm not gonna say like the police station,
I would
but
say just like the police station.
like a
Yeah.
police station, a closed window, so the person's not gonna have access to the person in the office other than viewing.
If they wanted to open it up, they could
Right.
talk that way, if they gotta pay a fee or
Right.
something, but you collect fees and stuff.
Well, they have, in the window of the police station, they got a thing underneath the glass that they can slide it
Oh,
under.
there you go.
So, you know,
Yeah.
so she could, or whoever it may be, could be in that office and have a locked door
Yeah,
and the person coming to the window is going to be, access through there and be able to pay their thing, and I would anticipate there'd be a panic button type thing in the office
Which
of
is
the.
good, there's no other access. You're locked in. You have a.
Three windows.
Nobody's coming at you. You're gonna hide right here in this corner.
She has a radio too.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you're,
right.
Right,
if you're in your office, you have windows all around to see
Maybe,
who's
maybe,
coming.
maybe.
Well, you hit it,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
orange button, you hit it, and it's a man
Right.
down button.
Because they're gonna be
So
coming
if
in
she
this
hits
direction.
that,
Yeah.
we'll give you
can we
the back.
take the entrance door, the person coming in as a buzzer door, so,
Well, I should be.
you know, so they just don't come in?
Yeah, I
So
would.
that
Yeah, I would.
the AOC, Caitlin would press the button to let them in.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
That's enough,
Ideally, if they're angry, they're not in the building.
right. And it gives that
Be surprised.
added,
Correct.
it just gives that added
I'm sure.
security for cheap money.
It's a nice design.
I like
It
it.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about, so the hose connections, I mean, there was discussions about that, we're showing that one in the center again. I don't really know an easy way, around that, putting one, you made mention you want one, like, where do you want them?
Shouldn't
This
be
is
one in
what
the
we have,
garage.
so you have a
There is one
hose
in
with
the
a
garage, I think.
container.
Is there? No.
There
Put
was
one
one
with
over in the
wheels.
garage, but we took it out because it was cold,
Yeah,
it was
it's
cold.
Like the center
Right.
So we put it
The
inside.
garage
the door.
is-
But there's no water access in the garage
Right,
at
but
all.
that's because they open and close in the heat.
Well, if they're gonna be radiant heat, it'll never freeze.
It won't freeze, right?
That's to clean
That's the, yeah,
this area.
yeah.
What about
You'd
to
want
wash
this to
down
be
the truck?
insulated anyway, cause you want
Yeah.
this to be your exterior
The one
wall,
in the
you don't
tunnel
want
should be
these to
like
be
the
exterior
center hole.
walls.
There's also a
What's the one that's in the hole?
place
To-
for
to
DPW
water wheel.
Still wash.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you have that
Right, that's what I
access to
would
the
think.
vehicles, yeah, so you really don't need it to wash.
My only
One in
thought
each
would be in
corner.
here, you might want
One
one
in
here
there.
and halfway, because you are
Actually,
gonna have to
one
be
in-
able to take a hose into every one of
I
these.
put one at
So
center
if
hole,
the
which
door's
I'd have
open
found
this
out.
way, you're not gonna wanna like go around the
So
door
ours
with
would
the
be
hose.
Great,
Yeah.
so like mine,
Absolutely.
Three
You
rows.
guys.
what I've been noticing.
Shit, I'll pull
like,
them
This
up.
doesn't make sense, 'cause
I'll
then you're
build
gonna-
it. Let's just put it
You
on
have
my
hoses
side.
everywhere,
hose
she's gonna have to be
inside,
rolling up a
and then
hose,
have to
putting
bring
them,
it, like,
storing them
into a
places
kennel,
off the
feed
ground.
it through,
Yeah,
and then back spray all of that towards the
to the
building.
drain, yeah.
Well, their drains actually like over here, so the state in this corner and spray it out. So having one outside if possible would be the best route, so you're not dragging this hose like in and out of all the runs.
Do the drains make sense back to back like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
so the veterinary facilities looked at the drains. Cause ideally you're here and you're spraying it into the drain.
Oh.
So you have to
here.
walk through it to
Right.
get.
Those drains that is gonna be there is gonna be tied into this drainage system.
Into a collection system. And
So
then
that collection system cannot have feces and stuff brought into it if it goes into the,
it goes in the sewer.
it has to go into the sewer. So
Yeah.
you're looking at that connection to be tied into the sewer,
Yes.
not drainage system.
Yeah, yes.
So, as they were talking, maybe in the hose connections, you could put pull downs, wheels, so they're hanging up and not laying on the ground and that kind of stuff.
Either way, you're gonna have to pull, what they're talking about is, if there's one here, you're gonna have to pull it around.
Right.
See what I'm
But
saying?
you're gonna have outside, I would hope, have an outside.
That's what they're saying,
Right.
there is none.
Right,
Well,
so-
like,
so
I
we're
can't
saying
really
to
put them
her-
outside because there's no, that's, this is all unheated.
right, but
Right.
couldn't you put a connection, a type of connection, winter
But
winter
But where does she
valves?
need
I
them?
could, yeah,
In other words, with the practice, in other words, if you have one here, what you're trying to do is line it up, do we need one in the midway? You brought up, in other words, what if you do something in here?
Right.
And plus, it's a shorter run to these two.
Yeah, and then the other
I mean,
thought,
now's the
so the
time
reason they probably
to do
only
it.
have them inside in Oxford is because, to everyone's point, like, during the winter, you can't have it be active outside.
Right.
So you could have them some months outside. I mean, they make ones that are, drain out and everything, so
Right.
it's gonna be, you're still at risk, I would say. Especially in a place that's not gonna be manned up 24/7, you don't wanna have a hose blow up.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
You don't know until the next day.
Where's he from?
Yeah, you're able to put it on.
I can put them wherever you, I can put them wherever you want. I just,
I mean, how costly would it be to put three?
I thought he worked for them guys.
No.
One, two,
Go every 2 bays.
Yeah, know what I mean? One,
Right.
two, and then one
You
here.
put frost-free
You know what I mean?
sidewalks on the outside.
Yeah,
One
one
here will
here,
cover the garage.
and then you can go this way or this way.
Yes.
And it's
So
just,
you have one here,
and you can
one
make it so
here,
it's hot
and
and
one
cold
here.
water there too, if you really
Right?
want hot, cold water to everything. That's easy.
right, Scott?
You should tell
Now,
me.
you're not on the
They
exterior
don't
wall.
think
no.
they
No, what I'm
can-
saying is if you put one
Turn it
here,
on.
you're covering
Turn
two.
it on.
If you put one here,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
covering in the garage, you got one here.
Well, that's what I'm
You
saying.
can make it all the
You wanna add one right here,
I'll
boss?
fudge the minutes.
Well, no, there's not one there.
Well, you would add four.
No, I'm saying right here.
Make it hot water.
Right here,
you want
and you have
cold
the
water,
garage
turn it in
and
with
these
cold
two.
water. One
Yeah.
big
And you have
huge
this
mixer.
one and these two,
Seconds.
and then you have one
But
out
we
the
can
other.
have water outside without it.
Wherever,
freezing.
it doesn't matter, but this, if you put it here, you
You
kinda
just like
get
at
the
your
garage
house.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
both sides,
Yeah.
right?
You have the hose
You want a
outside, you have to
down
take the
garage.
hose outside with you,
Correct.
but.
I mean, it's very easy to put one that works
Outside.
in
You're not
and
gonna have a dog
out.
out there anyway, so it really doesn't
You know what
matter.
I'm saying?
You really only need the hose connection, can you put that, this hose
Put a
connection on
quarantine.
here, so that you get the run this way? You
The hole's
understand what I
real
mean?
right in the
You put
middle of
the
that
hose on
whole
this
kennel
one, 'cause
area,
you're using
call it a
quarantine
day.
here, you don't need it on this side, right?
No, 500
So we
feet,
put it
whatever
over
it
here.
is, right?
No, they
Right?
come in
And
100
you
foot
run
old,
that line all the way down, right?
what's the whole?
You're running a
whole
straight
width?
line.
At
So you
40
can
feet,
put
Just
water
add one here,
outside.
You
that's
could put a
it.
50 foot
Right.
line.
We can put
right
water
this way,
outside.
20 feet that
That's what
way.
Gil was just saying.
No,
We can
you
put
just
water
put it on the
outside
right.
if she really wanted outside.
Yeah, the one that shuts off on the inside of the car.
Yeah, it's a frost-free silk car.
Yeah.
Everybody's got them in their house.
Right.
And you can make it so if you want, she wants hot and cold water to all the, silcocks, whatever you wanna, for a thing, you put a mixing valve on it, and if she wants cold water, it goes to cold water. She wants hot water, she puts on the hot water, just like a shower valve, more or less.
Right.
This
I
part
put a
is-
lot of them in people's houses so they can wash their dogs outside.
Yeah.
Instead, put a shower valve to an outdoor silcock so they can wash their dogs with warm water.
Let's talk to you about that.
Sky's the limit.
Pretty good idea,
Sky's
actually.
the limit on plumbing, I'll tell you that right now. You can do just about anything today.
This quarantine room, its own exit and entrance. What is this door? Is it a solid door or is it?
Yeah, it's whatever you need, if you need access from this, from the inside of this, of the room.
So we need to find how to make a way to confine the animal.
So you can walk in without the animal being at the door.
Right. Cause we have to make it so there's no access, like there needs to be a barrier between human and animal. And looking at this, I'm having a hard time
How does the
seeing.
animal get into the,
So,
without a human?
the way how the new regulations are, the quarantine room, it needs to have its own entrance and exit, right?
Mhm.
So person has to have the animal walk in, person and animal have to walk
Right.
into it, right? So then I go in this room and what, I just unclick the leash and then the dog's running free
But
throughout there?
Can't we gate it in there? Put a gate in,
So you're saying you
So it
want an
needs to-
area that holds them
So
inside
we
the
need-
area?
So we need like one of these to be right here. So there needs to be maybe like from here to here for the indoor part.
Okay, say you're working over here and they bring the dog in, or you bring the dog in, you bring them in. You wanna go around the building and get back in? You don't want this here?
No, yes, we do want that
Okay.
there. So what I'm saying is if there's not a
An
secondary
internal,
containment area,
I
this
see.
animal's just roaming around, so you open up this door.
they don't
and
have a
that's-
unit that you put in the room,
That's what when I'm looking at this design, that's what I'm seeing. is
can't,
there's not
can't we
this
put a cyclone
secondary-
fence inside there? You know what I'm talking about, a fence?
Does it have
With
to
a
be,
door?
does it have to be, a cage box, is that what it is, or is it gotta be like,
You
like?
can do like the fencing,
Okay, so we
That's
just.
just for the quarantine area though?
so.
Cause like in every one of these, that's the same kind of condition. There's nothing keeping the animal from exiting that door.
Right, so when you have, an animal that's being quarantined for.
Yeah, so it's
15
specific to quarantine.
Right,
Just close that off.
So-
But these are the same way.
So you just need a gate across here,
Right.
basically. So you
It's
can
not
walk
closing
in,
these
close
off
this
either.
door, then open the
Bring the
gate.
animal in, so they would
Yeah.
run
Yeah.
out at you still.
and then that way
Bring
the
the
human
animal
and
in
the
here, it's like
animal
almost like a
isn't
cell
exposed
block.
Could
to
be
each
something
other.
along this
Just like a
line,
cell block.
right?
Yeah, these are doors, this is a door,
With the
that's a
gate
door.
Is that the same
Oh,
thing right
and then
here?
you shut
No,
this,
so if you
open
did in
this,
the
and then you
quarantine
just-
room,
And
make the
so
quarantine room like a cell
whoever
block,
volunteers
within.
coming in,
Oh, inside.
and
Oh,
he
it's
accidentally
another
opened up
gate
the
right
door,
here.
so
Yeah,
don't
so you can
have
open
the
this door
animal
without getting
go
attacked.
out.
About the
Dog.
charge.
Without the
Right.
thing going after it.
Do you do this with a cage or a
Just put
wall?
another fence in
And do
there.
it with a fence.
Okay.
Yeah,
something like that.
fencing.
Yeah.
Jeez, the dog.
Like a
Now
cell
you're
block.
talking.
Like a cell block.
But not all the way to ceiling,
No.
no, okay.
Yeah, just like a knee wall, like 4
Yeah.
feet or whatever.
Well, some dogs can jump,
Just
you know,
say-
I still
I
go
was
all
about
the
to
way to the
say,
Our
ceiling.
Belgian Mal can jump like 15 feet. so
Yeah.
good
All the
luck
way
with
to the
that.
ceiling,
Maybe up to
all the way to
the-
the ceiling.
Maybe up to the ceiling.
I've seen dogs
You should
jump.
see our guy, like. But I doubt she'll have any dogs with that skill set.
Okay.
You never know, man.
We're just
You never
adding
know.
these. And we're moving
Some
along.
dogs are smart.
Your
They
dog
can
in the
actually,
way.
Yeah,
eventually you
and
can go
that's
higher and
what
higher and
does.
higher and get over it.
Yeah, take part of the waiting room
That's why they've been around.
and
for
make it a
1,000
storage
years.
room.
And then you still want for summer months, or if to this point, like we could add a mixing valve to have an exterior.
Use
Oh,
hot
so-
water on the animals?
Ice cold frosty water. No.
So much for that, so much for
No.
that shower valve.
Oh,
But you still want to have something outside, so you can
Yeah, so
just
then
pull a
it's,
hose from outside.
yeah.
That's easy.
and
That
just
might
have
be a
it
good
shut
spot
off.
for a reel too, like mounted higher than the top of the fence, so you can just pull the hose over the top of the fences.
Yep.
Yeah.
Water wheels everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
them in
I
every
guess, we carried a, going back to the exterior, we carried a wall here,
Just at the ends.
just on the ends. It doesn't have to be a wall, it could be a fence here. And he just thinking
We can make
about
a phone
framing,
call
it's
for you.
probably just easy to frame and
Yep.
put an exterior wall there, but, I think that was the only thing we had as an issue on the exterior here. Just a question. I think that makes sense, but. And that way, I don't know, maybe they won't see people driving in or out, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at least you know,
Right.
deflect some noise from the front of the
Yeah.
building too.
Why, this wall's there,
This one and this
those are
one.
just, no,
So
support.
because we had to carry the roof, like,
Roof line.
the roof line was difficult here because of the way that we're carrying this out.
Right,
Like, would we cut the roof here, and then what would we do? How would we finish it?
Yeah, you have to put a big post with a
Right.
LVL too, so it'd be expensive for no reason.
Right.
You did a nice job the way you did it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
I just,
think
we
it
couldn't
also-
figure it out, like, it
Yeah.
seemed like it's crazy to, cover them in the outside, but with the roof, I have to do that kind of. so.
Yeah.
That way they can be outside when it's raining, snowing.
Yeah.
They're sheltered.
Yeah,
That's
you're really
what-
not having to worry about
Yeah.
wet, stinky dogs because
You need a
Somewhat
roof,
covered.
you need a roof, your dog's outside.
So that's
Oxford has it.
Look at my dog does it. He's outside all the time.
Oh,
So that's
this is
the other
just-
side.
This is just the other side.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's just here.
Yes, yep. So it shows the, quarantine area,
The only thing missing is the garage door.
and the only thing that's missing
yeah.
is the garage, door right there. Okay.
It's there. On the
Well,
other
you
side.
go in, you can't go out.
now, to get outside from the inside of the kennel to the outside of the kennel, is it a trap door type?
Friday.
Yeah, it's,
You let them do work in your house?
Kill it.
You out of your mind?
He's considering. it.
Okay.
you have to open them, look at it.
You want a professional to do it?
So is this a truss
He's a
package?
European guy, you know,
The roof system?
it's good
it
to
could
have
be,
connections.
yeah,
He think this
it's
is
probably
best work
easy,
for him
it
is
just
renting
depends on,
for him.
if we get these widths down, then be able to price all that out, but,
Okay.
yeah, well, he was talking about, no, he
You
was
should have
talking
seen
about
what I
sticking.
fixed for him out in Connecticut.
I think he
I
could,
still can't believe I
but it's
did
just a
that.
matter at the
What'd you
point
fix?
where we get to
That hole.
construction, doesn't
Oh.
make, you know,
I should have taken a
What-
before and
what's
after
it cost?
picture
Cost
for
of
that.
The way they ran it,
How are those guillotine doors being
Originally.
operated?
they put two holes like that.
I don't know.
Sideways.
Manual,
You're
right?
going to everyone.
is there a
So,
roof?
We gotta fix that.
there's the
Yeah, they
guillotine
had one
door,
hole right here in the house and they had one
there's,
over here
a-
like that.
there's gonna be fencing
Decided
to
it was gonna
protect
be
the animals
drilled
from
another
the
hole
ropes that are
here,
used for the
so I could fence them
guillotine,
both.
and
And I
then
took that piece
rope
and I
coat.
When you say guillotine, is that the
Every
roll?
silicone around.
Garage water
Piece.
That's always
tank?
been the
Down with
case.
the
They
guillotine.
saved us on it, they made the holes the same
Yeah,
size,
it's
so
just
we
a
need
piece of
anyways two
metal
holes.
and plastic. And then
Okay, so you
literally
pick
pull
it up, how much of it
You may
is
be involved in this project.
the balls
Yeah.
to walk?
I'll have to buy a
guess
Yeah.
they're probably coming
It's
out.
gotta be
The road
sure.
is
Yeah.
got
I
a
like
little
all
door,
those.
and
That's just
then
just,
comes
by law,
over,
is
and then it goes through one of the chain link doors.
Come on, middle
Cases.
way.
You're not walking through it, I
Yeah,
mean,
what do you
you're
want?
crossing
Like your house
Oh, I
idea.
see what you're saying, put a dog on it.
yeah,
Expand all
yeah,
fence.
yeah,
Treehouse.
yeah.
Huh? You got good taste.
Yeah, okay, that answers.
Yeah, you're gonna go, like, if you're gonna, you probably wouldn't do that, just go
No,
this
it's
way,
just,
go that way.
you know, I just was curious on if
Yeah.
it was a mechanical door or
That'd be
Manual.
really cool, if you do mechanical.
Yeah.
it's just one of those things you could cut.
Comes a remote,
That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Operator from her phone.
The old one,
Yeah.
the old one you
Bluetooth,
could.
right?
put them up from home.
Everybody
The old
said.
design had that.
Is there anything
Yeah.
else
I think it looks good, Chris. Yes.
for first time?
Yeah, so.
You
if-
got all
if
the
we-
information you need?
Yeah, I do.